wrinkled woman does not greet you. The photo, an ambrotype. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. No response wherever this...
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her.
Right to hold up and stay from.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for... Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strike breakers together. Shows maybe you should ask them. We have families.
So do we, Scott.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat boss. I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading Gameful and...
Why not? I see numerous reasons not to be picky.
Let us work!
Honest men and women, with right... We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis.
I have a question. Why do...
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market. The rule... When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, beats me. They mumble nonsense about war.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit. He ignores your question, choosing and silence is the answer. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him.
What's it to you? No, don't think we've met before.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fight effort.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. We were promised work. We'd be in there. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Why don't you go arrest?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home.
No! They will give up eventually.
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
Good one, officer. Don't worry. We here have... Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us... Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife? The little boy had the good to get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who...
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can... So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business.
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science.
How does it come up?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Nice and balanced.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armor. Good luck if you go for those boots, though. You'd have an easier time resting. No problem. If you see that murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Probably not. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. Much better here at the harbor. For an honest Union body still hanging in the tree? I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. I walk right past Measurehead? Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini Supremacist there. Then press the button to unlock, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not. Or you could convert to a Semini Supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scat. Not yet, no. He's sure. You know, serious business.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strip.
Hola, wandering man. Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin lands into your hand as if...
Always glad to help out the RCM. You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing. I'm always glad to help out when possible.
Nobody betrays your degenerate.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
That is precisely. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup begging for help. Attempting to pass. You gave the world eugenics. You dominated lesser cultures. You will be superseded.
It is, baby.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Enough with this begging. Bring your troops to the Seminang. The walls will be lined with buttons.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. He does not so much as glance at the object.
Stop showing me your...
He had nothing to do with it.
Racists are I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and correct. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs. Mr. Claire is a man of vision. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your rage. Idiotic communism is the above all. Rampant multinational finance still reigning offshoots of the Seminoles people invented this I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles reign. What you need is to come to terms with.
I don't think anything about it.
Your pedomorphic friend is right.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbors.
You are obviously a liberal, Sayolite. A polycult, there are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile. Those are the Seminoles. A receding genetic pool has led them out on reprehensible street parades. The Vespertines and Messenians, the other large mondial civilization, overproduction of sebum, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occidental type A is in. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Sim.
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic.
The Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk.
Yes. To an untrained eye, pinkness is a racial quality. The Khoiko, the countless.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
They are Miko. Its leaders will be the genetic. The Vasholians, halfway between.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless. The revolution came to Ravachol from. The revolution is fatal, familial, so enough of Tibet mediocrity. Tips CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments, and it would be cruel to entertain ours. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and Venereal, there is nothing funky. I cannot possibly imagine. There is nothing tips, CR. Lesser races like the mosquito. The mosquito is born sterile, like a...
It seems unlikely that 2 human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have. Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Koiko, as you know? Oh, this will never happen. The Simino, but enough. It is. I cannot possibly imagine.
Hey. Psst. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people, who have more than 25 real. Oh yes, the mass of everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism failure? It's about failure. Yes, abject failure. You alone, against every living thing, against every human, you, against the atom, the charm and the spin. We're the whole world. Now get to work, comrade. Very well. I guess no objections. Did someone mention cocaine? Are we anyone? There's no one. Okay then. Guillaume Le Million. Bad news. Guillaume Le Million did not become a cop. In 38, he went on a tour to...
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat. The man is reeling. God, all you hear is a small gurgling sound as a trickle of blood appears on the man's lip. Don't wait. You've only got a millisecond. That fighting pose. Watch out. He's expecting the hook. The man lands with a dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up. As you slam your fist on the button, the man...
Looks like you're the new measurehead now.
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go before he gets up.
The man is...
Went native on the chief, huh? Goes back. Let's talk about our right to work.
Knocked him out good. Like the Flying Desperado. It's that really cool Flying Desperado spin kick you did, Boyadero. So, what's on your mind this time?
Do not presume this has drastically altered our race dynamic. True, I said nothing about our personal dynamic. The unpromising race...
imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the... On second glance,
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave the...
the drawer opens. Hundreds of documents contain and the same materials being It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentrate. It appears to be a to-do. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes. All items on the list have been crossed out.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union.
The special borscht. What is so special about this borscht? Remember, Leo, all items on the drawer slides. Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak. This is your cloak. You can
Yes, it does, Baird. The service cloak issued to you by...
As your fingers touch the top, this is the night watchman. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit.
If you must. But please,
Nothing incriminating catches you. It's a black and white photo of a young couple.
why did you take that picture of René? You're really interested in that old soldier.
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the book. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts.
I'm not here to tell you what to do, detective.
Oh boy, where to start? Maybe this was... You take the painkillers. You stand and exit the... This is the night walk. Before you is a walrus of a man. See, with great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says,
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my help...
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny fold...
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the...
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have known this should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your...
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
Yes, I know, Lawrence.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Don't mention it. But also don't forget it.
He's not.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun.
His slug-like lips move. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
Are you all right, Harry? You see, it's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded. Who does this guy think you are? Ronnie the Rookie? You ain't worried about no lost gun, or unpaid bill, or forgotten name. You're the bad cop. You're probably more corrupt than him. The fat man does the same, sinking deeper into his chair. Good. Now lean in with some corruption.
That we do, Harry. Let them say what they will about you and me. We're both born fighters. Why, thank you. It's always nice.
That's it. Now kick back and add a final flourish for dignity.
You strike me as a reasonable man, Harry. I like that in a law man.
I think we'd like to ask you a few questions. Don't you?
Whatever you do, don't ask him about the gun first. You don't want him thinking you're scared.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning... Your gun will be found, Harry.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. Now, please, let the professional...
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us. You might have noticed there's one...
Oh my. Don't take this question...
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up... But of course, all joking aside, Jean-Luc, the cop who bested you in You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but... You already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you. Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in... I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want...
Yes, that sounds good.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors. And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. Fantastic, my friend. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the union. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities.
That's what the hanged corpse called you. Harry.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you...
I think the odds of that.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game...
I assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I have a big fat fold. I'm sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of...
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his...
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing. As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RC...
He got the name from the Census Bureau. And every...
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi, from the Census...
That means he doesn't really. A pity. The mystery of you.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. Am I going to ask? Hell, Harry, would you ask a man like that how he got into your container yard? It was a figure of speech, Harry. Anyway, I assure you, I am... Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now.
The lyrics to this, the accent is so thick, it's...
Container, used to be Everard. I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, I mean, I don't personally... Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind. Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am.
The containers in the yard are green. It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the debarders union.
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't... Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Oh, yes. I leave all kind... Oh, yes. I've been taking... It's very, very good.
Power borscht, huh? Never heard of a borscht that turns little guys into dogs.
Yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting... Oh, sure, mister. Sure. You do that. Yes, sir. Oh, yes. Born and raised in... People say us Ubis are up...
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gate. We're on a strike. The whole union is.
So no one is...
Not everyone is down there, but Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard... Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got in... No, I don't think they killed anyone. Let's better talk about...
He probably doesn't know anything anyway. Who in their right mind would tell him?
Bye-bye now.
Control panel. Marsh. On with a loud grind. The crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air. And with the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane moving this
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action.
Before you stands a cargo container.
Is this like your thing with that wall again? You do? There are 1 million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? There may very well be, but we are not here to interact with containers.
You attempt to turn to your left. The lieutenant considers your actions. No reply. Despite the dirt that surrounds the door,
Satisfied, detective?
try again. Just like that, you hear a click.
You can't be serious.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention. Something's amiss. The light beam trying to visualize the physics at play in the general stillness. Only your tongue moves.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself.
You can't hear him.
No. What can I do for? Who am I? Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodor.
Mr. Diodor, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Pleasure to meet you, Harry.
I can assure you, Mr. Diodor, that despite...
Oh, don't you worry, Lieutenant. I can tell a good man when I see one.
Oh Lord, not this again. Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And yet, it never seems...
It's quite... All I did was take her fortune and invest...
And blow.
Go right ahead.
Could you please stop asking people for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look...
It's perfectly all right.
Playing the pity card, are we?
As you may know, us high net worth individuals do here is 3 real. You're welcome. Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan.
Deploying high concept buzzword generate. It's time to disrupt the future.
A youth center, huh?
Come on, tell him what he wants to hear.
Brilliant. Without children, who'll be... When life closes a door, it opens a window.
You're deep into ultra-liberals.
Very impressive. You've got a knack. I don't normally do this without years around of seed funding. This should be enough to prove out the concept and get things off the ground.
Cha-ching! What'll it be? Speed? Vodka? Cigarettes?
Remember, it's not a...
The lieutenant stands there, dumbfounded. His mouth opens.
I'm not unimpressed.
Now, was there anything else I could help you gentlemen with? Traveling. This is a great... By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly? Well, as we say in life, it's a shame I can't get out and explore. There simply aren't enough hours a day. Spending money, smart, you know? It also provides luxury yachts, high-fidelity portable radio systems, outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit... Or what? No, I did not say that at all. Why go so soon?
Promising race pupil returns. So it was. You bested me in race combat to reach my superior.
You're so noble, Major.
There's a but.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
This is the uncomfortable result.
Listen to your little friend. Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he...
So, you guys are like cops or something? Look at him. His craniometric perfection. Cool, I like, man.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it. Don't worry. Physical stuff like this is real. It's late outside, isn't it? You guys must really like doing what you do to be out so late.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. Farewell, handsome witch. You...
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. We should take care of that then. I'll also take a room at the Whirling. One can...
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? A lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken window, 130 real. You must be joking, right? You come here, this isn't a game show. I'm not...
You can cash it in at the local frit, near the harbor gate.
Well... Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you continue to... I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m. Please pay for each night in advance, starting tomorrow.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
This is the door to the room you...
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the back.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic.
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically. Well, we inspected the victim's body, so I would say our initial inspection was very... In addition, we got that body down from the tree. We still have to perform the autopsy, though. But at least we did a thorough search of the crime scene. That's great. Very important indeed. Well, he wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information.
He's not saying much on the matter because he thinks you could have gotten more out of Everard.
Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief. Moving on, we didn't talk to the Wild Pines rep. We really... Above all, though, today was exhausting.
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
It's impressive, to say the least. For a man your age, especially. Those are some stylish shoes too, by the way. Those loafers. Must be hard to run into. I have a cigarette every night when I...
Oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will. I apologize, but I only broke one with me. Yes. It's been a long and they're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Ravachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to one. Yes, although indirectly. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than. The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. You have to supply compelling evidence. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal, yes. The last time was 4 years ago. We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Courant and Lade. The coalition government. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Ravachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the Moralist
Or if they think you do.
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed. They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the real belt. Interesting question. It's a blue forget.
Something kind, something something ominous, something even a little feminine.
What do they believe in? They are Dolores.
Those others say they.
A historic figure?
For you, she is something painful.
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions. Do you? In fact, we would need them even if you didn't think that way. We are in what is called the twilight of international law. The laws we claim the New will adore Martinez. For many of these people, the Union especially.
The dying lights. This soldier.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid. You know, it's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the... We run this city. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control. Me too. But I wouldn't count on any threat. Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting. The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath, and then sleep doesn't come. Maybe it's the bed's fault. Its synthetic filling it barely covers your toe. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see it's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases. Something to do with, what was it that your breathing steadies? A great silence washes over you until...
Do you remember the scent of your childhood? What it says on the can, Harry? You're not kidding anyone, Harry. Do you remember your wife's hand on your face? You know who I am. Reality will turn into a grotesque... Do you remember the warmth of her thighs? Oh no, Funky baby, you stay. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have... No, it's gone. You failed Elysium. Everything. The pay. You really dropped the ball, Harry. No, Harry. You'll be back, stinky boy. You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high con... You're trying to what? I can't... So something is wrong. Oh yes, party boy. And it's what? Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Good going, buddy. Yes, wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You don't know? You don't know? You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired? It's just that your heart is finally... You're too weak to say no now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe... Of course, you and Speed will be happy